For many Canadian kids, playing hockey is their passion, whether they're playing at the rink or with their friends playing street hockey. For 19-year-old Ben Delaney, he grew up loving hockey. But at the age of 12, Delaney was diagnosed with bone cancer and had his left leg removed just below the knee.
I played stand-up hockey for 7 years. I started at 4 and I ended at 11. And I had the same cancer that Terry Fox had. I was diagnosed at that age and a bone cancer, so I had to get my leg amputated. I still had a great passion for the game though, so I found sledge hockey. I heard about it from a couple people. They came in and talked to me at the clinic, and I went out and I tried it for the first time, and I was in love with it the day that I tried it. So,
one of the people that encouraged Ben to take a look at sledge hockey was former national team captain Todd Nicholson.
It was him and his wife actually that got me involved in sledge hockey. They came and talked to me and kind of explained to me what it was about and how it's very similar to hockey and the little changes and everything. And they got me on the sled here. Actually, this was the first place that I tried it. Him and a few national boys were training for Vancouver, and I went out and tried it with them. So he got me started into it, and he kind of got me really excited for it when I was in the clinic, and he's a big reason I am where I am today. So.
One can only imagine how tough it would be for a young teenager to deal with the loss of a limb due to cancer. Add on to that, you take away a sport that he loves. But luckily, Ben was able to recapture his love of hockey.
It was pretty upsetting to me. I just, again, it was it was the biggest part of my life for the longest time, right? Huge hockey boy. It was tough, but it was just such a relief to find sledge hockey, that I could still do it and still compete, and I could still set goals for different levels, and I could still be a really good hockey player, and I could do a lot of things. So,
making the transition to sledge hockey was an eye-opener for Ben. There are very specific skill sets in the game.
Basically, you're sitting in a sled and you're using your upper body versus your lower body, and you use 2 sticks instead of 1. So that's kind of tough. Getting used to puck handling with both, and because you don't make it to high levels without being able to use both. So the guys coming on this side, flip to your left. It's that little stuff for me was very challenging. I mean, everybody is different, but that was the hardest part for me to adjust to. It's dirty. You get some guys jabbing you with their sticks and their picks. Get little gashes in your stomach all over the place. It's pretty aggressive. It's a chippy game, but I mean, it's hockey, right? It's got to be. That's the way it is. It's a gritty game. So.
Much like any athlete, Delaney is always trying to improve his game. So whether it's on the ice or in the gym, training is very important.
It's exhausting. I personally rock climb for off-season training, and even in season a couple times a week. It's really good body weight exercise, and that's the most important thing I find for sledge hockey, because you need to be extremely strong for a small amount of body weight, because you're pushing yourself around, right, with a couple arms and shoulders. So that's what I do. But a lot of gym sessions, a lot of hours, just beating yourself up to be the best. So.
At the age of 17, Ben Delaney represented Canada at the Paralympic Games in Sochi. For any Canadian athlete, no matter the sport, it's always a thrill to put on the maple leaf.
It's such an honor. It's something that you dream of when you're a little kid, right? I mean, being a huge hockey fan, huge hockey player myself, it's always been a dream. And to the first time that happened, I just remember how special it was and how emotional I got, and how important it was to me. It's just you're representing so much, and for a country that loves hockey as much as it does, it's important for sure.
Making the national team at such a young age is a great feat for this young man, but he knows the veterans on this team made the transition easier for him.
It was kind of it was different for sure. I've never really played at a level where I play with such old guys compared to me, right? Like well, not old, but I mean, some guys are 10, 15 years older than me, and coming into the program at 17 was pretty overwhelming. But I mean, they gave me a lot of support, and they didn't really look at it as this guy might take my spot. They just helped me build and get better, and they gave me the experience that I needed to perform at that level. So I wouldn't really say that. I mean, we are a competition. We're all competing for a spot, but they more than anything helped me along the way for sure.
The Canadian Sledge Hockey team has a very busy schedule. There are a lot of international tournaments, but for Delaney, he has one main goal in mind.
We leave for Italy in a couple days, so we're playing against Norway, Italy, and who's the other team? South Korea. So that's our first international competition. So obviously, first goal, win a gold medal there, win every game, play the best that I can, and just continue to improve. Because the ultimate goal for me, obviously, is to win a gold medal at the Olympics and the World Championships, right? So,
For OT of the Hockey Show, I'm Dave Davies.